Hi everybody and happy Thursday. Welcome back to your online learning. So all this week we're looking at our reading comprehension, and this session for today is going to be a little bit of a rewind again for your read it, zap it, scan it and crack it. Nearly forgot that then. But today your text is going to be a non-fiction text. So your non-fiction means that all of it is facts and it is true, okay? It's based on something that actually exists. So today's text is the life cycle of a sunflower. Now I'm sure lots and lots of you have been planting sunflowers in your gardens. There's not much sun at the minute. I'm not sure where it's gone. But this is just how your seed might be growing, because I know some children near my house are giving out sunflowers for free. So I've planted some, so we'll see what stage my sunflower is at. I would be able to use this text to help me. So as always, I've read the text for you, but I've also going to put it onto Class Dojo so that you can have a look at it for yourself or read it for yourself if you would like to have a go at that. Or if you know that you might need a little bit of help, then I'm going to read it for you. So I'll read it through and then we're going to have a go at some questions. Sunflower plant life cycle. So we've got our title there. Sunflowers are a type of flowering plant. They originally came from North America. There are around 60 different types of sunflower. They can be yellow, dark red and orange. Two types are the American Giant and the Big Smile. That's a nice name, isn't it? The tallest sunflower on record was 9.17 metres, which is 30 feet 1 inch tall, and was grown by Hans-Peter Schiffer in 2014 in Germany. So you can see our subheadings here are questions. So what happens during the first stage? Seed and germinating seed. During the first stage of the sunflower life cycle, the seed is planted in soil or compost in spring when it is warmer. The seeds are black and white, striped or just black. The seeds have a hard coat that helps protect the seed. Next, the seed begins to sprout roots 1 to 2 weeks after planting. Number 2. What happens during the second stage? Seedling and shoot is the mini little heading here. Just move it down. During the second seed, a seedling grows above the ground and a few leaves appear on a stem of the plant. Underground, the roots continue to grow to keep the sunflower planted in the ground. Number 3. What happens during the third stage? Bud and bloom. During the third stage, the plant grows taller and stronger, facing towards the sun. After 30 days, the bud forms, then the flower heads open, and after around 90 days, the sunflower will be fully grown. I'm sure some of you have been planting these in your gardens. If you have, make sure you're sending us some pictures. What happens during the fourth stage? Wilt and regrowth. At the end of the summer, the flower petals will start to wilt. This is the final stage of the life cycle. When the plant dies, the flower shrivels and the seeds from its head fall onto the ground. There can be up to 2,000 seeds. Some of the seeds settle in the ground and then begin the new life cycle of the next sunflower. So then it would go all the way back to the start, which then we would be back at the seed stage. Okay, so you should have now either listened to my text or you should have read it by yourself. But remember, how many times do we say it's best to read it? 2 or 3 times, fantastic, because then that way you really are starting to take in some of that information. Now, before we answer, let's rewind and let's remind ourselves on how we answer these comprehension questions. So we read the question. We zap the question and we see if we can pick out any keywords that might help us and actually what is this question asking me to do. We scan our text for a quick little, so that's very different to reading it. That's just a zzz to see if we can find any key bits of information. There's the answer, and then we can crack the question. Okay, so here are your questions about your sunflower life cycle and non-fiction text. So as it's a non-fiction text, most of these questions are retrieval finders. So you're finding those facts in the text. So using your read it, zap it, scan it, crack it method, you should be absolutely fine. I'm going to pop these questions along with the text on Class Dojo so that you can either use them on this video or you can print them off so you can see them a bit clearer. So question 1. How many different types of sunflower are there? Number 2, what colours can sunflowers be? Number 3, how tall was the tallest sunflower ever grown? So some of these facts might be coming back to you just from listening. Why is the sunflower seed planted in spring? What colour are the seeds? What grows above the ground and underground during the second stage? When does the bud form? So that key word is when. That's going to be a date or a time of year. What happens when the flower shrivels? How many new seeds can fall from the head of the shriveled flower? And then this last one is a little bit of an inference. Why do you think this flower might be named the sunflower? I'm sure you will all do an amazing job with these questions and you will learn lots of new facts about sunflowers. If any of you have planted any sunflowers or have any sunflowers growing in your garden, please do send them over because I really want to see them. And what I would like you to do is to send your comprehension question answers to your teachers so that you can show what amazing work you have been doing. I hope you all have a lovely Thursday and I will see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.